Echo League Season 3 action. This is the Southeast Asian region, particularly group letter A. We have Kor Koncept versus Xiong+4. This is game number 2. Quick recap what happened in game number 1. Game number 1 was that Kor Koncept was just simply outsmarted by Xiong+4. Kor Koncept, they went very aggressive in some battles, and then here comes Xiong+4 with a surprise coming from Mirai and Blaze, and it was enough to set the pace for Xiong+4 to go for those victories. I mean, Justice had a right-click damage with those items. Jetlul likewise had the right-click damage with his items as well as a DK and Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit and DK respectively. I mean, if you look at it, Jetlul was having an advantage in terms of net worth. He was just like farming up all throughout the game, and it really paid dividends for him to do a lot of right-click damage as well, and the fact that Xiong+4 also had sustain with 6 as the Omni Knight. So yeah, that's how you summarize game number 1. So let's see in game number 2 if it's going to be the same story. I mean, I have a feeling though Kor Koncept would learn from their mistakes. They didn't see like an epicenter from Mirai coming. They didn't see Blaze with an Ice Blast combination. They thought that, okay, we could just go Rambo in. We got the confidence needed. Apparently, you get caught by a 3 to 4 man epicenter as well as a 3 to 4 man Ice Blast, and that's not going to be a situation that you like to live in if you're Kor Koncept. So you have to be cautious with the timing of Xiong+4. In fact, if you want me to describe how Xiong+4 plays out of this moment, it kind of reminds me of Team Newbie against Evil Geniuses. They rely patiently on the timing of abilities as well as positioning. Kind of reminds me of Kaka, KPII, and Faith in Team Newbie. So let's see if it's gonna happen here. Will we see another newbie-esque display for Xiong+4, or will Kor Koncept learn from their mistakes? So let's introduce the players for both teams for Kor Koncept. Alexa Bliss, Moonlader, Who Kid, Nemesis, and EZG. For Xiong+4, it's Mirai, Justice, Blaze, Jetlul, and 6. Okay, for Kor Koncept, if you look at it, they banned 2 mid lane heroes, Storm Spirit and Invoker. I'm a bit concerned what's with Kor Koncept, why they love to ban the Invoker whenever they go against Xiong+4. I mean, maybe I have yet to see Justice go for the Invoker and go bonkers on the opposition. I mean, it's understandable if they go for Tinker, because I've seen Xiong+4 display a lot of havoc with the Tinker. Justice is really good playing the Tinker. Even though he gets harassed early on, he could still make a comeback in the mid to the late game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Tinker if you're Xiong+4 out of this moment. And they could go for Tinker, because if you look at it, Kor Koncept already banned 2 heroes that could slow down the Tinker. Invoker, and then you also have the Storm Spirit as well. Although Anti-Mage could also slow down the Tinker as well because of that blinking in and blinking out with that sort of mana consumption that he does. So yeah, I'm surprised by Xiong+4. They could go for a Tinker anytime based on the bans here for Kor Koncept. So in game number 1, this is the sort of ban that I see in Kor Koncept, and yet Xiong+4 said, no, we're not going to unleash our secret weapon yet. We're going to save that for the latter game. So we might see it here in game number 2, or maybe in game number 3 if Xiong+4, well, depending on the situation, whether Xiong becomes victorious or they go on to defeat. Okay, so what do you see here for Xiong+4? They went for Rubik and Omni Knight. So they got Sustain, and then Outworld Devour already deployed in the battlefield. Okay, so if you look at Xiong+4, they really like mid lane heroes that are really built for late game pushes. We've seen that in game number 1, they opted for Ember Spirit, and right now they're going to go for Outworld Devour. So these are like heroes that rely a lot in the late game to be very efficient. Even Tinker as well. So yeah, so if you're a Kor Koncept, if you look at the bans, you do have the Invoker ban, which is very devastating on the late game approach. So to pick their poison, they say, okay, we gotta ban the worst case scenario, which is the Invoker, and it does make sense. So Xiong+4's lineup, you got Rubik and Omni Knight, you got some sustain, and you got a surprise factor by the Rubik. So this is an interesting matchup. You got Warlock, you got Rubik. Warlock activates a Golem. That's his ultimate. Rubik stole it. That's a counterplay by Xiong+4. And remember, Xiong+4 is a very patient team. They also spaced themselves very well like in game number 1. So with that Rubik, it's going to be helpful for Xiong+4. It really fits their playstyle. And it could be a difference maker, especially here in game number 2. Yeah, they also have some crowd spacing here with Tusk. So yeah, they could steal some spells with Rubik, and then they could engage in fights with the Tusk as well, or go on the retreat with the help of the Ice Shards. But of course, they have to time it perfectly. Yeah, and add the fact that Tusk also helps your teammates survive. So if someone gets caught by Pudge, hook, and then gets caught by the Dismember, and then the boat combination, a single snowball to protect anyone who gets caught by that combination is enough to pay dividends for Xiong+4. So it does make sense to go for Tusk, especially if you want to protect your teammates. And now Kor Koncept going for the Tinker. Okay, so you got 2 mid lane heroes with a lot of late game potential. Big question is who gets the upper hand in the late game. That's a very interesting situation, especially you got Tinker and the Outworld Devourer in the battlefield.
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, one thing if you're Kor Koncept is you're really concerned is the fact that you got the presence of the Rubik, and you've seen what happened in game number 1 with how Xiong+4 played. So I'm thinking if that they should go for a Silencer, because it's the sort of hero that could slow down any progress on the side of Rubik. Although if that global silence is going to get stolen, then that's not a good situation for Kor Koncept. So you want to negate that. Although in this case, I wouldn't see any sort of Silencer in this matchup because you got Punch there at position 4 or position 3 potentially, and then Kunkka could be off lane. So chances are the next pick for Kor Koncept is going to be like a right clicker, unless if they go for Kunkka as their sort of hard carry.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so what do you say about the Luna ban? Well, Luna ban, if you look at it, it does make sense to go ban the Luna. I mean, it really complements the side of Kor Koncept, the fact that you got AoE from Warlock and then another AoE from the Luna, and then Tinker who could just blink in, the blink out through the back lines. So it's possible you don't like to encounter the sort of AoE damage potential, and we've seen Luna being chosen a lot in terms of being a core hero because of the fact that his ultimate that's going to wreak havoc on your side. So you want to negate it as much as possible. And you see here the ban by the Storm Spirit. So Kor Koncept banning the Storm Spirit because they want to give space for the Tinker, because we all know that the Storm Spirit could just blink in, blink out. And now Witch Doctor is deployed. So this is an interesting situation for Kor Koncept here. So you got Kunkka. They know that Luna is gone. They found the alternative, and that's a Witch Doctor. The Death Ward is going to be really brutal for Xiong+4, unless if he gets easily picked off. Honestly, I like the composition here for Kor Koncept in terms of like AoE damage potential. So if Xiong+4 goes really aggressive, and like in game number 1 they go for a surprise factor, Kor Koncept says we have a counter surprise factor as well, and that's Kunkka, Pudge, and the Witch Doctor, and it's going to be quite crucial as well. So you see here a switch in positions between Jetlul and Justice. So Jetlul gonna go for mid lane, because in game number 1 he went for position 1, the hard carry. So yeah, it's gonna be like some sort of tactical fluidity here on the side of Xiong+4. Xiong+4 loves the Omni Knight, so I wouldn't be surprised if Kor Koncept if they ban the Omni Knight next in game number 3, especially if they lose this game. But obviously they're in a desperation mode, and they want to keep their hopes alive. I mean, a 2-0 advantage for Xiong+4 might be a mental collapse for Kor Koncept, so they want to avoid that at all costs. Strange here, Alexa Bliss in game number 1 was a hard carry. Right now, he's going to go for a support role as a Witch Doctor. Unless if this Witch Doctor is going to go for a hard carry, but I highly doubt it. Alright, any thoughts? Who do I think is going to win? Well, in game number 1, I predicted Core Concept to win this. I'm still sticking to Core Concept here in game number 2. Based on their lineup right now. But the problem with Core Concept is that they lack the vision to see some sort of counterplay. And it could really hurt them, especially if they're going against a team like Xiong+4. And you want to have some sort of advantage in terms of that if you're Core Concept, if you want to get back in this game. Because if you don't really have some sort of tactical awareness, then it's going to be a total waste of your effort. Because you got a good composition, Core Concept. You want to maximize on that. That's a big question mark. Can they really maximize their overall potential? If you just look at the lineup, it's beautiful to watch, beautiful to see in paper. Although you could say the same with Xiong+4, but if you look at Core Concept, they got an epic combination. It's a matter of execution. Although it's really difficult to execute if you're a Core Concept, although they could easily pick off individual targets with that Kunkka and Warlock combination. Even Witch Doctor as well, even Pudge. So they go X marks the spot, and then a hook on the 2 heroes. So that's like a 2-man pick-off if you're a Core Concept. And they could capitalize on that. Although, if you look at it, Xiong+4 could easily escape that because you got an Astral Imprisonment. You got Morphling who could just blink out. I mean, not blink out, but wave out or surf out. And then you got some insurance policy from the Guardian Angel via 6 as the Omni Knight. So, yeah, we could see that from Xiong+4. And let's see if Core Concept has some sort of follow-up. So, yeah, okay, wait a minute. I feel like I want to change my mind. I want to go for Xiong+4 based on what I've just said. But, let's see. Should I... Okay, I'm sticking with Core Concept. I am not going to shift sides. As you can see, we have some Steam error for Alexa Bliss. Okay, we go back in the game. Let's introduce the players. Core Concept playing as Radiant. You got Nemesis as the Kunkka. That means Alexa Bliss as a Witch Doctor. Then EZG as a Warlock. Who Kid's going to go for the Tinker mid and Moonlater at Pudge. Wait a second, is it going to be a Pudge carry? Yeah, it's going to be a Pudge carry. Very unorthodox, although you could say Nemesis could play carry as well, because Kunkka has more right-click damage than the Pudge, although Pudge is a good initiation hero. You know, see Pudge in the safe lane? Oh, wait a minute. This is going to be a mid lane Pudge, is it? Oh my, we're going to go back to the Dendy days when Pudge is at mid lane. So, back to the historical archives we go. Okay, we look at the side of Xiong+4. Let's see. 6 here as its signature hero, the Omni Knight. Jetlul going from hard carry to mid laner as an Outworld Devourer, possibly. Mirai as a Tusk. Then Justice as a Morphling. And let's see. Its play is going to be the Rubik. I mean, Blaze was really good together with Mirai in game number 1. Will we see the same here in game number 2? 6 is just stalking through this. Okay, this could be an over-aggression here by Xiong+4. They could go aggressive. It's going to be a carry Tinker. So this is very unorthodox here on the side of Core Concept. As right now, look who gets caught there. It's Nemesis. It's a 3-on-1 situation. And the Ice... Oh, the Ice Shard blocking off Nemesis. Nemesis not in a good spot. He doesn't have his Torrent. Is at cooldown. Next on the list is Alexa Bliss. But apparently, she lives. Actually, it's a he. Alexa Bliss is a female in wrestling, but in Dota, he's a male. But anyway, mid lane matchup: Moonlater Pudge against Jetlul. So it's a very interesting matchup here. Then we have top lane. We have Justice Morphling here in the top lane together with Blaze against. Wait, is this serious? Okay, so we have here Alexa Bliss here at the top lane. I'm not sure what's happening here on the side of Core Concept. This is very strange. This is really strange for Core Concept. And then you have here Who Kid as a Tinker in the safe lane. So this is just very unorthodox for Core Concept. I think what they're doing right now is they want to dictate the mid lane game. That's why they're sending everyone in the mid lane. And they're letting Nemesis rotate while... Okay, this is very interesting situation for Core Concept. Or wait, am I saying things too early? Nemesis isn't the one rotating, but rather it's Alexa Bliss. Mirai usually doing the same job, like in game number 1, just rotating. So you see it's the same definite presence by Xiong+4. Kor Koncept just, wow, I am never expecting this. Tinker mid. Although, to be honest, the magic damage from the Tinker, or the March of the Machines, could really slow down the presence of 6. So, it's an understandable situation if you're Kor Koncept to go for a Tinker at a safe lane. As right now, Mirai is going to get caught by the cast. Will Mirai go down? Torrent is set, or it's not going to happen. So, no Torrent yet. So, Kor Koncept, it's going to be Nemesis. Okay, Nemesis and his partner in crime, Alexa Bliss. And here comes a backup. It's EZG. Wow, this is like a very interesting situation. I don't know how many times I've said it. So, Nemesis is going to be like... It's possible it's going to be the hard carries. Right now, Mirai's going to get pressured on. One more hit on Mirai. Oh, the snowball in. Mirai protects himself, but he does go down, and the ice shard block is there, but apparently it doesn't do any damage at all. So, that's a good situation there. If on the side of Kor Koncept, question is, will it be enough? Well, for an unorthodox strategy, so far, it's really working wonders. So, they're going to go in the tri-lane here in the off-lane spot. Maybe Nemesis is going to be the hard carry. Whereas his partner in crime, Alexa, is going to be the sort of secondary support alongside his best friend, EZG. So you see, Nemesis is going to transition as a hard carrier role based on what I've seen. And Tinker off lane? Or maybe vice versa. This could be Tinker hard carry, although it's very unusual to have Tinker at hard carry. The fact that he is not hard. I mean, hard carry means that you're a right-click hero, and then the fact that you absorb a lot of damage, as right now Nemesis gets caught, but here comes a counter attack here, a counter initiation there by Nemesis together with his partner in crime, Alexa Bliss. They get a kill on Blaze. So it's going to be a 2-1 situation here for Kor Koncept with this unorthodox situation and lineup. So we're going to see Moon later. Okay, misses the hook. So we're going back to the Dandy-esque days when Pudge was a mid laner, as right now he gets banished. But, okay, not going to do any follow-up damages right now. Oh dear, that's not a good situation for Kor Koncept. They've lost Alexa Bliss. Nemesis next on the list. Snowball already out. It's already on cooldown. Will they get a chase on Nemesis? EZG. He doesn't have mana. X marks the spot. Together with the Torrent. Here comes Alexa Bliss, trying to slow down Mirai. Mirai blocking off with the shards. Mirai, will he go down? Apparently, the magic stick says no. Or magic wand, not stick. Okay, snowball in. Oh, look at that. It's just going to wave around like a swimming party. But he's going to go down. Yes, he's going to go down. It's like he doesn't really have a lot of sustainability, especially early in the game. And Nemesis just capitalizing on that. But here's the thing, while this happening, Moonlader was trying to rotate in the top lane, so this is space for Jet Lul. And remember, we know that Xiong+4 is dangerous in terms of the mid laner. If their mid laner is beefed up, it's not a good situation if you're Kor Koncept. And the fact that they're creating space for Jet Lul is not a good situation as well. And just look at this, 27-12 for Jet Lul compared to Moonlader at 11-0. That is a glaring statistic that you should be cautious if you're a Kor Koncept. Just look at the last hit to denies. All three, the ones leading, are from Xiong+4. So this is something that you should be cautious at. As right now, Moonlader misses another hook. Now, Jet Lul showing his presence that he's not easy to be hooked. And just look at the level gap as well. So it forces EZG to rotate here in the mid lane. I mean, to be honest, Kor Koncept did a good job in the top lane. Although they've had some casualties as well. But the fact is that you're forced to rotate EZG in the mid lane as well as Alexa Bliss, means that this could be an opportunity for Xiong to go aggressive in the top lane. I mean, here's the thing. It's not easier to contain an Outrule Devourer even if you have a hook. The fact that he's dodging all the hooks efficiently and the fact that he has an Astral Imprisonment as some sort of escape option, it's not going to be easy, as Justice is going to get pressed on here by Alexa Bliss. But apparently, it's not going to be enough though. Yeah, Pudge really desperately needs to get leveled up. I mean, He doesn't have a flesh heap, so he's still vulnerable to any sort of magic damage on the side of Xiong+4 if they really go aggressive, especially in the mid game. And right now they're gonna go aggressive on Alexa Bliss. There's the X mark the spot together with the torrent, but no, Justice says, I just dodged the torrent. Watch that in the highlight reel, mate. And right now Nemesis, he's gonna get pressed on. Will Justice swim around? Apparently he goes on the retreat. Oh my, that was good timing and execution there for Justice. And Xiong+4. Man, I'm beginning to have regrets of picking Xiong+4 to win this. Kor Koncept to win game number 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they really got a good composition, like what I said. And right now, okay, you can see Justice gonna get cast upon. Maledict activated. The snowball protects him. X mark the spot. Oh, it wouldn't do any damage. Oh my goodness. Justice just even dodged it as well. And right now you can see who's next on the target list. Alexa Bliss is dead. He goes down. And now EZG together with Who Kid trying to go on the offensive. Hook shot for the nth time in a row misses. And Jetlul gets all the space needed in the mid lane. So things are not looking good here for the side of Kor Koncept. It is absolutely brutally not at their favor. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes like an early game, a 20-minute victory for Xiong+4, although it's quite too early. And just look at the net worth. It's all in favor of Xiong+4. Hopefully the current patch is a blessing for Kor Koncept as of this moment. Here's the thing. Easy farm for 6. Easy farm for Jetlul. And Mirai with a good spot there. So yeah, Justice is going to struggle, no doubt. But it doesn't really seem to matter. Just look at the net worth. He's already leading. Even though he's in an unbearable situation with a trio lane here with Nemesis and Who Kid. So right now, Kor Koncept looking a bit lost as of this moment. Like I was thinking they're gonna be dead set with Moonlader at mid, but right now Moonlader is forced to rotate early together with the other cores of Kor Koncept. You can see here Jetlul hook upon, but apparently it doesn't really seem to matter, especially when you have that ultimate together with Mirai with a snowball protection and the Ice Shard. Yikes! You might as well say a prayer. And look who's next on the target list. Look who's next. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh my, EZG. Okay, that's good enough. You get a kill on Mirai. But right now, will he get a kill on Jetlul? He's gonna get slowed down there. If he gets caught by the X, he's not in a good spot. Apparently, he doesn't get caught. Let's look at his fight recap. Yikes. I mean, yeah, they did get a kill on Mirai, but losing Pudge, losing Moonlader, losing a support, it's not a big deal for Xiong+4. I mean, just look at the net worth of Moonlader. He's already second in leading for Kor Koncept. So it's still a good pick off here on the side of Xiong+4. Whereas if you look at Tusk, he's actually not the craftiest in terms of net worth. So even if a Kor Koncept kills him, it's not going to really do a lot. But right now, just look at that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Alexa Bliss goes down. And Justice trying to go on the offensive. Nemesis trying to go on the retreat. With Kor Koncept, things are looking from bad to worse. Or make that an understatement. Perhaps we add disaster after worse. And just look at this. Who Kid and Moonlader together, forcing themselves here in the mid lane. This is a situation that if you're a Kor Koncept, you do not like to do this, especially early in the game. They're already conceding the top lane. It was looking like the unorthodox strategy is going to work in the top lane. But apparently, things have already changed. The tables are turned, and Who Kid is just rotating around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, normally you want to see your Tinker farm up, but in this case, we don't see the Tinker farm up. And this is a really nightmare situation. The fact that 6, an Omni Knight, gets an upper hand in terms of net worth compared to Who Kid. The fact that Tinker is like one of the best farming heroes, and 6 is like not really at that favor. Although they did get a kill on Blaze, but it doesn't really seem to matter. The torrent misses apparently. And Mirai, will he go down? Although even if they kill Mirai, it's still not going to be a sort of momentum boost for Kor Koncept. Because the fact is, 6 has destroyed the tier 1 tower. Jetlul likewise doing the same in the mid lane. So that space created on the side of Xiong+4. And the good thing was that Justice wasn't even involved in that clash. Oh, he's gonna go for Lincoln Sphere early. The fact that he's got this momentum means he could go for really expensive items early in the game. But right now, Nemesis gets caught by Snowball there. Look who gets caught as well. It's his partner in crime. But apparently the partner in crime is dead. Goodbye, Alexa Bliss. Welcome to your graveyard and your death sentence as well. The Ice Shard and Snowball combination doing it. The Paralyzing Cast is not actually doing it. Okay, so with an 8k net worth lead, you think Xiong+4 could finish this within 20 minutes or 30 minutes based on what you see? Perhaps, well, Kor Koncept has to do something here. I mean, I know it's like a Herculean task for them. They have a huge uphill mountain to climb, but they have to do something here. They got a strong AoE combination composition based on what I see. And right now, 6, oh my goodness, Moonlader misses another hook, so that's the nth time that happened. And right now, they're going to go offensive on Moonlader. Moonlader's going to get in a rough spot, but to go force to activate this member. If they get a kill on Jetlo, that's going to be huge. But apparently, Jetlo is too tanky, or maybe he's going to go down. Yes, no, he doesn't go down. He's actually well protected there. Holy smokeroni, it has to be done. The clutch moments here are doing wonders. And that's what's really helping Xiong+4. The sort of momentum. I thought Jetlo was going to go down, but apparently he was saved by one of his teammates. I'm not sure if it was Mirai with the snowball, or it was Morphling with that wave to push him out. I think it was Morphling who did so. But still, I mean, getting a kill in Pudge is going to be huge. The fact that Pudge's influence is not really felt as of this moment. I mean, he's missing most of the hooks, and that's not a good sign. Like, if you're a Kor Koncept, you could still get back in this game, especially if your Pudge could land the hooks well, and if he doesn't get killed. But apparently, he gets killed even if he lands those hooks. And if he doesn't land the hooks, he's just absolutely in a situation where, okay, I'm going to suffer the consequences. Jetlo, he's going to get chased upon. This member activated. Here comes Blaze to the rescue. Will Jetlo go down? Gets hooked upon. Forced to activate the Astral Imprisonment. That will say give... Oh, there. Hook shot there by Blaze. Gets a kill on Pudge. But in return, they get a kill on Jetlo, so that could be a huge momentum boost, or perhaps not, especially knowing that it's still a net worth favor for Xiong+4, but they still need to get more kills on Jetlo and as well as the other cores if you want to help Hookit and the rest of the cores for Kor Koncept to go on the offensive right now. Nemesis, oh, just look at that. He's just going to TP out in your face. Well, he capitalized on the fact that Morphling doesn't really have a lot of stunning abilities.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But right now, oh my, Nemesis has already said his own eulogy there. And he's going to suffer his own consequences. He's going to pay the price of his life. And just look at his 14 minutes by, it's an 11k net worth lead for Xiong+4. Things are really looking ugly for Kor Koncept. I mean, yeah, you could argue it's a matter of a strange composition lineup. Maybe Kor Koncept is going YOLO gaming, I don't know. Although it's highly unlikely they're gonna go YOLO gaming here. Maybe it's an experimentation process, but obviously this is the finals, and experimentations don't really shouldn't be applicable, especially in the finals game. Right now, 6. Okay, he has a haste rune. He's gonna spot Hookid. But instead, he's gonna say, okay, Hookid, I just stole your creeps. The stacks don't really work at your favor. And that haste rune, just look at that. He's just taunting anyone from Kor Koncept to go on the offensive. Okay, let's see what Morphling is gonna do. Justice. Will he find Hookid, who's just... Sorry about that. He's just trying to farm up. And Hookid does have the Boots of Travel, but the pressure from Xiong+4 is going to really negate his overall presence. I mean, even if you have that Boots of Travel, as long as you're going to get pressured on, you're still not going to live on. And right now, Justice trying to run away. Let's see. He does have a wave to run away. But instead of running away, he goes on the offensive, says, blink in, swoop around, try to swim away from me. That doesn't really matter. But still... They get a kill though, Kor Koncept, but it's not going to be enough, especially they've already lost another poor soul at their favor. Here's Jetlo rotating. He goes to the top lane, chasing on Nemesis. But here's the boat ultimate, and this could be the counterplay needed, and that's going to be important for Kor Koncept, and that's what I've been waiting for, the golem and the boat combination. Oh, that really is nice to watch, but they're going to surrender this for Kor Koncept. I mean, here's the thing though, if you're a Xiong+4, you did a good job in making sure that the Havoc was not really at its highest catastrophe. I mean, if that was a level 5, level 10 earthquake magnitude, then that would mean that everyone from the side of Xiong+4 encountered that boat and golem combination. But since only like 2 of them were involved in that, then if you're Xiong+4, you're still going to be okay. In fact, if you look at the net worth, even though it's a huge kill for Kor Koncept, the fact is Xiong+4 is still leading net worth. That's a good sign. Although, if you're Xiong+4, you have to be cautious, because the next moments that you lose to some battles, some heated battles, then you're not gonna enjoy it, because it's gonna be like a momentum net worth boost from the side of Kor Koncept, and that's one thing you should avoid. I mean, it could still possibly happen for Kor Koncept to go for a comeback here, because of the fact that the current meta says so. Although that depends with the math. Certainly, math is not my specialty. But here's the thing though, the Tinker couldn't go in the counter push. I mean, he's trying to go in the counter push, but it's really difficult. And the reason why is that if you look at what Xiong+4 has been doing, they're really rotating around the map with efficiency. So Tinker's overall impact in this game is just highly negated. You should just look at it. I'm curious. Okay, the Tinker has a blink dagger. Hook shot there. But will 6 go down? Apparently, he's going to go down, but here comes the Death Ward activated. But it will be enough, though. Apparently, the damage might be enough, but Mirai might go down next on the target list. But Jetlo, together with Justice and his partner in crime, Blaze, have just really done a lot of havoc. And right now, who's next on the list? It's Nemesis. Nemesis is going to go down. Okay, he gets caught by the Astral Imprisonment, so mistiming there. But it doesn't really seem to matter. Xiong+4 gets another kill there. Oh, let's see here. Who Kid? He does have that sort of blink dagger combination. Gets caught by the X mark the spot there by Blaze. So Xiong+4, even though they've lost some heroes in there, but instead it doesn't really seem to matter, especially with Justice, who just toggles between his attribute shift, is just really helping him. Then plus the heal factor, actually not a heal factor because Warlock is in the opposition, but obviously the attribute toggle is really helping him a lot. Okay, so what can Kor Koncept do? I mean, that was a good clash. Let's look at the fight recap. Although they still lose that situation because 3 cores gone compared to like 2. Although if you look at the side of Xiong+4, it's just just 1 core and 1 support. But the fact that you lose 2 cores on the side of Kor Koncept, it's still not a good situation. But maybe they could still make a comeback. I mean, they've got a strong composition if you're a Kor Koncept. They got a good initiation setup. They also have some sort of explosive damage caused by the Tinker, caused by the Kunkka, and even caused by that Warlock. So it's possible that they could go for a comeback. It's just that it's a matter of execution, as I said early. It's really up to timing. So if they time their abilities well, then maybe they could make a furious comeback. And so far, Hook Kid is trying to knock on the doorstep. He's already at 7,500 in terms of net worth. So it could be a potential comeback here. I mean, Moonlader has to get a proper hook. That's one thing I want to see. Moonlader has to get a proper hook. Nemesis has to get a proper X. If they get those perfectly, then it's going to be really, really helpful for the side of Kor Koncept. That's what I want to see. I want to see the hook, which I'm seeing right now. Let's see, there's a follow-up. There is a follow-up, but the snowball might protect the teammate. There's an ultimate. The Warlock's ultimate is out, but apparently 6 says, no, I have the Guardian Angel. Slow me down? No, that's not gonna happen. But you got Jetlo saying, look, I got another insurance policy. You try to X my teammate, He still lives on, but Mirage still goes down. But here comes Blaze together with Jetlo, trying to go on the offensive. 6 helping his teammates as well with the sort of sustain he has. He's going to chase Nemesis. Will 6 get a kill on Nemesis? And right now Jetlo getting chased through the front lines as well. 6 trying to run away. Nemesis is actually well protected in there. Blaze with the hook shot there. Apparently it misses on his teammate. Instead they're going to slow down on Who Kid. And right now they're going to go on EZG. EZG not in a good spot. Even though he has his golem and the shrine is activated, it's not going to be enough, is it? Or maybe it's going to be enough. Yeah, the shrine helps him, but the hook shot says no. Here's Blaze, stole the hook shot, and I've done my job. My goodness, this is like a alternative role between these two teams, and that's what I want to see for Kor Koncept. Finally, I'm seeing the combination that I want to see. But someone gets hooked upon. Oh, that's important, because 6 is the one that's giving the team sustainability for Xiong+4 in that previous skirmish. And with him dead, maybe they could really go on the offensive if ever Xiong+4, if most of them are still in the bottom area, but they all left. Yeah, maybe that's going to slowly shift the favor of the net worth, and Hookit is trying his best to knock on it. I mean, the good thing is that Hookit didn't die. That's very important, because he's the one leading the net worth charge, and now Justice gets caught by the hook, but apparently it's not going to do any nightmares there. Just look at it, it's a 19k net worth lead on the side of Kor Koncept, and Justice doesn't really seem to matter what sort of firepower the side of Kor Koncept possess. They're just actually saying, hey, Koncept, why not you go mess with us and we'll mess with you? I think that's what I'm seeing here for Xiong+4. Of course, with that Lincoln Sphere, it's going to make Justice going to be difficult to hook upon. If you try to hook him, that Lincoln Sphere is going to protect him. So Kor Koncept, if you look at it, your initiation options are going to be slightly negated. Although it would have been really, really bad if the BKBs are out. I mean, you have the repel, so your initiation setup is not going to be that efficient. Lincoln Sphere as well. What if the rest of the crew has BKB? Does Jetlo has BKB? No, he doesn't. Although he does have a Hurricane Pike as a sort of alternative escape option. So Xiong+4, yeah, they could really escape upon this assault on the side of Kor Koncept, given the fact that you could just swim around if you're Justice, and then the fact that you got Rubik who could go on the counter hook, or some sort of counter mobility by stealing the cask, and they could run away. So it's possible we're going to see something like that for Xiong+4. Knowing Xiong+4, they really love to time their spells well, like we've seen in game number 1. And even here in game number 2, I've seen some perfect timings and executions and positionings as well. It's just that Xiong+4 has to be cautious. I mean, they know that they're going to be susceptible to this AoE barrage by Kor Koncept. Now, I wonder what was stolen. A Blaze stole an X marks a spot, so that could be crucial for Xiong+4's initiation. So smoke gank is set, so Kor Koncept, they've already revealed their smoke gank here. So Xiong+4, they already know that there's a smoke gank happening. So they'll be like, okay, we're just gonna try our best to play some defense, run away, and we're gonna rotate. So Tinker has a Soul Ring, Blink Dagger, and a Boots of Travel. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. Pudge! Well, he does have a Blink Dagger, but there's a hook. Look who finds it. It's Blaze, but it's still not going to be a huge target. But this is not a good situation for Pudge, especially with that snowball and the damage and the long-range barrage from Jetlo. Both misses. Okay, Jetlo will activate the ultimate, but of course a right-click damage from Jetlo not bothering him. Justice as well. Right-click damage doesn't really seem to bother, even with the barrage from Kor Koncept. The magical barrage doesn't really seem to matter, especially when you have Mirage there through the back front line saying, look, I got a snowball in your face, and Moonlater next on the list. Just look at Jetlo, that right-click damage. Oh my mother of mercy. Mercy, someone please protect Kor Koncept and give them a sort of prayer, but apparently the Hail Marys are not even answered at all costs because of Xiong+4's dominance in terms of damage output. They did another Roche bait just like in game number 1. Yeah, it's going to be like Kor Koncept. They're just going to breeze through it. I mean, you know, Kor Koncept, you know, I see the potential, but I don't see the follow-up. I mean, they only show the potential in through the mid or the late game, but thing is, you could have done this early in the game. Yeah, I also don't. I mean, we got a good laning phase. I have to say, laning phase was okay in terms of matchup because Tinker against Omni Knight. The fact is that Tinker could really slow down the Omni Knight because of that sort of early magical barrage. Although we all know that Tinker is more devastating in the late game, but he could really slow down the Omni Knight. Yeah, it's gonna be like a wrap around here for Xiong+4, isn't it? Kor Koncept are trying everything at their arsenal. And EZG, let's see what he can do. Oh my goodness, EZG, run for your life, call your mother. Or maybe, oh, Justice says, in your face, I have an insult to injury. And things are not looking good here for Kor Koncept. It's already a 27k net worth lead within 26 minutes. And just look at that, Mariah's just playing with his abilities. He has 21 seconds left though. And that's what I'm talking about, that Lincoln Sphere, together with the sustain from 6, I mean, you really can't damage Justice. Like, whatever you do, he's untouchable. The fact that you got Omni Knight, the fact that you got Lincoln Sphere, if he gets a BKB, he is absolutely untouchable as of this moment. Because if you look at Kor Koncept rosters right now, Justice gets surrounded there. Metamorphosis activated. Doesn't really work anyway. Nemesis trying to go for the X mark the spot. Oh, this could be the counter initiation needed, but they didn't get a kill on 6. But it doesn't really seem to matter. Because the fact is, Xiong+4 has still maintained his net worth lead. And they've secured the objectives in the top lane. Even the bottom lane as well, although slightly, because the range racks are still alive. But they've already destroyed the tier 3 tower as well as the melee racks. So they could attack the shrine anytime. I think if you look at Kor Koncept, you know, what you have to do in game number 3. Yeah, you do need to make some adjustments. I mean, it was really looking bad for Kor Koncept since early in the game. And you know that once Xiong+4, when they get momentum early in the game, they could really be devastating. Because like what I said, Xiong+4 is an aggressive early game team. And they could cap. And if you give them space early in the game, it's going to be like a nightmare for Kor Koncept in the late game. And that's what we're seeing right now. And just you can see here, Kor Koncept are just trying to hog through the tier 3 tower here in the mid lane. Yeah, they're forced to defend. They don't have any other options needed. I mean, like what I said, they have a good composition in terms of combo. And it's the execution that's really going to matter. So right now, they need to make a Hail Mary execution play if they want to keep their hopes alive. And this could be the sort of counter initiation needed. The golem is out. The hook shot misses though. The torrent misses though. The boat misses though. And that's not good if you're Kor Koncept, because you're allowing Xiong+4 to get all the space needed. Now Hu Kid trying to defend this. But of course the Meteor Hammer says, I gotta retreat. I gotta go back. He does go back. And there's 6. He gets caught there by Dismember hookshot, but he doesn't really seem to matter, especially when you have Jetlo to the rescue and Mirai as well. Snowball in, together with his partner in crime 6. Mirai forcing himself to retreat, trying to waste the death ward there by the Witch Doctor. Now 6, forced to activate the repel. Counter hook there by Justice, with that more metamorphosis activated. Moon later goes down. Now the Golem trying to attack through the backlines. Apparently, the damage is not really that sufficient. Tinker trying to create havoc through the backlines. There's a hook shot there by Justice. Look who gets. Look who he gets. Hello, Warlock. Welcome to the graveyard. Next on the list is Nemesis. Oh, that's going to be 4 down on the side of Kor Koncept. Yikes. And Kor Koncept have already agreed to some sort of terms of surrender, and the white flag is raised. Game number 2 in the most dominant fashion here by Xiong+4. Just look at that. 34k net worth lead, 30 minutes. That is a glaring sign for Kor Koncept. I mean, this is something you should never ever do, especially against Xiong+4. And this is a wraparound. Game number 2, early game pressure by Xiong+4. And some sort of mistimings and miscommunication for Kor Koncept. It's really paid away for Xiong+4. They have to make something in game number 3 if they want to keep their hopes alive. they certainly would not like to go for a 3-0 defeat in the grand finals. So we'll be back for some game number 3 action, so stay tuned and don't leave.